It's a standard now. You have to bring this data in. If you're somehow looking at your internal workforce without looking at what's going on outside of your company, you start to think about that sentence. It really doesn't make sense. Hi, I'm Richard Rosenow. I'm the Vice President of People Analytics Strategy over at ONEMODEL. Funny enough, I think I'm a 4-time customer of Lightcast. I was 3 times as a practitioner, and I count my time here at ONEMODEL as a 4th time. I've definitely seen it shift. I mean, going back 10 years, it was sort of like a new thing to do, or maybe we're looking into this and we're starting to bring this data in. I think it's definitely moved from a nice to have to a must have. And if you're not looking at labor market data, you should be. I love hearing about how Lightcast and how the labor market data is showing this change we're seeing. In a previous role, I was doing some workforce planning, location strategy, and there was a particular role we were looking for around a particular type of hardware engineer, and it was something that wasn't represented in census data. I was actually employing Lightcast at the time. We were able to get down to the lowest level. I was able to get my internal data looking at the lowest level, and we were able to start to look at locations, not just in terms of the general economic factors, but where our actual talent base was for this very hard to find piece of engineering that we had to do to get done. And to be able to take that to a very senior leader and say, I know you wanted to go to this city, but it turns out that city didn't have the engineers. You're going to have to relocate a ton of people. If we just shift a little bit to this other city, if we start looking at this in a slightly different way, you can save a ton of money on relocation, on finding, on recruiting. Your life will be so much easier. And to make that case, it was definitely a moment I was proud of in my career, and it was bringing that Lightcast external data with our internal data, matching that up and telling the story.